Hi everybody, my name is Alex and this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. So many people have asked me, how do I travel so much? Am I rich? How can I plan my trip? Is it okay to be a solo traveler? How do I stay safe? What are my traveling tips? So today I want to talk about that, how to travel low budget. Traveling low budget is something very dear to my heart, simply because I don't like spending money, right? So I like traveling, but I don't like spending money. So I had to find the best ways to actually travel as low budget as possible, especially around the world, around different countries, different continents. So I've traveled a lot in Europe and I've traveled a lot in Asia, both Southeast Asia, also Korea and Japan. So how did I do this? So I'm gonna show with you my tips and tricks, what are the things I do and how you can achieve this low budget planning as well. My number one trick is to actually plan your flights well. So there's ways you can find the cheapest flights using Skyscanner, and through Skyscanner you can also find the cheapest destination from where you are. I started doing this when I was in university because I didn't want to spend my Christmas in university. I wanted to go back home, but I also wanted to travel, and I thought, why not do both, right? So what I do is I look from the city where I am or where I want to go, and then go to everywhere. That shows you the cheapest places to go, and you can go from there, and then from there do the same thing. So find the cheapest destination again and find the cheapest destination again until you find a place that's cheap to return to home. I'm gonna actually show it to you on my computer. Okay, so here we are on Skyscanner, and in this example we're going from Stockholm to everywhere on the 22nd of August, right? I would say this is the best thing to do. The best thing to do here is not to get a return, just to depart on the date that you want. You can select direct flights, is okay, and then it's going to show you direct flights to cheap places from Stockholm on the 22nd of August. So we have Hungary, the cheapest, at 40 euros, Latvia 44 euros, Norway, Spain, Estonia. Now right now I am in Thailand, so let's do Thailand as well. Let's do Bangkok, if I spell it right. There we go. So from Bangkok, any airport to everywhere on the 22nd. 22nd is literally tomorrow, so keep in mind that this is literally prices for tomorrow. Today is the 21st. So you can see that you can go to other places in Thailand. You can click on it and actually see the places. You can see most of them are very cheap. And now we can go back and we can see the next cheapest destination is Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam. Let's say our budget is 50 euro per flight. So Malaysia, we can see we can go to Kuala Lumpur with 37 euro tomorrow, right? So this is the first way to find your ticket. Now let's say you decide to go to Kuala Lumpur, right? So you go to Kuala Lumpur, you select your flight, you have to look here for the cheapest. Alright, I think though here it said it was 37. Now it says 54. You can do different researches, but let's keep with this for now. It's still quite good price. So you go to Kuala Lumpur, right? And then you can do this. So you invert the destination and the from and the to, and here instead of Bangkok you can say can't decide where, and from the 22nd, let's say you want to stay in Kuala Lumpur until the 26th, you select 26 and go search. So you're basically doing the same thing but to a different to a different destination. Let's say that, well, we're not interested in Malaysia, we want to go to another country. So we have here Indonesia, right? So we select Indonesia. Where shall we go? Let's select this for now. So Padang. And there you go. So at this point with 70 euro, 50 from the other one and 26 from this one, so like around maybe 80 euro, we've already covered 2 destinations. We've already been from Bangkok to Malaysia and from Malaysia to Indonesia. Another thing that I want to suggest if you're doing long flights is use layovers. Try to have a long time between your flights so that you actually have the time, if you don't need a visa, to take a bus, take a train and go out and explore the city. That's how I've seen Bologna, that's how I've seen Rome, that's how I've seen briefly been to Taiwan. So you can actually use these layovers, long layovers, as a free trip, because you're already going to your final destination, but you can get a small tiny trip in the middle for free because you're already there. You don't have to pay for the ticket, and if you're only staying less than a day, you don't have to pay for accommodation either, which means you can just explore the city for free. So at this point, let's say you have already decided your destinations. Maybe you have decided to go to these places and to book your flight. Before you book your flight, there's something else you want to do, and that is check for accommodation, because some places may have really cheap flights but the accommodation is very, very expensive. That can be Switzerland, that can be, I don't know, Northern Europe, I don't know, other places around the world. So if you want to stay low budget, you have to check first the flight and then the accommodation. When both of them are cheap and affordable to you, then you can actually start booking things, right? So don't book your flights just yet, but keep them in mind, write them down, take screenshots. The next thing I want to show you is how to find cheap accommodation. The cheap accommodation around the world is called hostels. It has shared beds, bunk beds, and you share your room with others. Some places are cheaper and you can actually afford a very good hotel, but most of the places, keep an eye out for hostels, right? So I usually find my hostels on Booking. You can say that you want to go somewhere. Let's go to Bangkok. Let's say we are there from the 21st to the 24th, and I am one adult and I need one room. Right, so here we see the first one that shows up. It's the Siam Plugin Hostel. I am actually staying here and it's very good. So it says that it's exceptional. It says that it has breakfast included, and the price for 3 nights is 31 euro, and it has 13 reviews. Very good. The way to find the cheapest and way to find hostels usually is go for the lowest price first. If you do for the lowest price first, the hostel will show up. So when you look for hostels, be very careful at reviews and the rating. Also be very careful at the distance from the center, because a lot of nice hostels are very far away from the center, and you also have to look at ways to travel. So for example, is it close to a metro station? Are there buses that go to the city center? And especially, how do you get from the airport to your accommodation? That's very important, because you will have luggage, you will have backpacks, and you do not want to be stuck in confusing public transport. So if there is a shuttle bus, that's fine. If there is a metro or a train, that's fine. If taxis is cheap and you can take it, that's perfect. But keep an eye on the distance, on the reviews, and the price, right? Look at the pictures and select what's best for you. But what if you don't find anything, or you just want to stay for a very long time? What if you want to stay for a month and explore and maybe work abroad remotely? Well, there is something called volunteering, and there is a platform called Workpackers that I used. Last year I stayed for 3 months in South Korea, and I stayed for free. What does free mean? Free mean I didn't pay for accommodation at all. I got free accommodation. How can you do this? So what does volunteering involve? Volunteering means that you give a few hours of your day to do some work. You have to be serious about it. You have to do it well. And in return, that host that's hosting you will give you a bed, in a bunk bed usually, for free. So you will be living with other people. If you are the type of person that doesn't like sharing or just wants private space, maybe you can find other like cheap hotels. I still recommend booking. Maybe you can find a cheap Airbnb. But if you actually like spending time with people and like knowing people, there's many volunteering activities, and I will show you. So there's a website called Workpackers. Workpackers allows you to find volunteering opportunities. So you can go on volunteer opportunities, and here you can see those are some. They are based on my research. They are filtering. They are filtering by my language, and you can actually see, for example, Latin America as my destination. A lot of these are hostels. Some of them are like eco projects. Some of them are farms. Some of them are English schools, or like literal like I think in Vietnam there's many English schools where you can actually go and teach people English, people as in children. So there's a lot. I really like this website because not only it's very safe and secure, and you're actually kind of like insured. You have some insurance. If something goes wrong with your host, they will actually step in and help you. I also like it because it gives you like a lot of learning as well. So it teaches you about traveling. You can see traveling with Workpackers, planning and budgeting for travel, make a living while traveling as a lifestyle. There's so many of this. There's community blogs, language learning, travel tips, solo travel, budget travel, women traveling, travel jobs, digital nomads, connect with nature, social impact. So there's so many of this that you can look at. Usually in the description, the host will explain what kind of work they need. I personally really like working in hostels because although it's a lot of like cleaning jobs and organizing and preparing beds and stuff, it's very nice because you actually get to meet your co-workers from all different countries, but especially guests from different backgrounds, different lifestyles, different countries. So it's very nice to have conversations with them, and it's very eye-opening and mind-opening as well. Alright, so here we are. Those are my tips for traveling low budget. This is what I do. I do volunteering, I use Skyscanner, I use Booking for hostels, and when I want to spend more time in one country, especially South Korea, which is a country that I really like, I usually go there and volunteer. So I hope this was a useful video for you. You can travel as low budget as you want. Of course, if you like expensive brands and you like shopping, then probably traveling on a budget is not for you. But I hope you enjoyed this video and it was good and you learned something. And I will post a code for Worldpackers down below, because I think I can get some benefit, but you can get some benefit as well. So check it out. You can create your account. And obviously something I forgot to mention is that Worldpackers does require a fee. It's usually a yearly fee. It's not that much, but if you are actually planning on using it, it's worth it, and it's actually not that much. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.